17
Oh, your
stars.
screen is working again for me now, Dylan. I can see you.
That's the power of Zombiever.
There you go.
There you go.
You know what I mean? It brightens everybody's day. It freshens everything
Mhm.
up, you know?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Smart Adventures. My name is Corey, and with me is Dylan and John. How's it going, guys?
Hello.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
It's having
Better if you didn't know what Zombiever was.
Yes. Sorry once again for introducing that into your life. Dylan, from what I understand, today is going to be a bit of a special episode where kind of stealthily in the background after 117, 118 episodes, you've built up a bit of a series of talking about Spider-Man villains that I really wasn't aware of until like thinking about it. Because we talked about the Hobgoblin and the various Hobgoblins.
Mhm.
We talked about the
Yeah.
Scorpion.
Yes.
We talked about the history of the Venom symbiote, owners.
Yes. Yes.
And then we kind of talked about Hydra Man way back when.
How you might have know about? We kind of talked about the Jackal because we did like the Clone Saga.
Yeah, we did.
So I would count the Jackal because you can't really like the Jackal's history is pretty much the Clone Saga, and then he came back 4 times in various Clone Saga escapades. So I think we covered the Jackal. I think we covered the main part of the Jackal really. So the Hydra Man episode I don't think counts.
I mean, we kind of talked about like his origin and like what he did. I mean, he just didn't have a lot to do, so it was a lot of slagging off on him.
We had nothing else to talk about, so we just started talking shit about Hydra Man. But we didn't plan that.
No,
it just
it birthed this series of Dylan talking about Spider-Man villains.
And also one of the best thumbnails, I think.
There's so many little details.
It's one of my favorites.
The Thomas the Tank Engine beach towel is still fucking phenomenal, is all I have to say.
You picked that up like super quick. I didn't think you would.
It's amazing.
Wow,
But
that's a good towel.
Yeah. That being said, we're gonna continue on with this. So, Dylan, what
Yes.
Spider-Man villain are we talking about today?
Well, I think we can all agree that we've talked about some of the most popular and famous of the Spider-Man villains. Hobgoblin, right up there. The Jackal was a huge part of history. Scorpion, it's important. It's gonna be in the new film. One of his like oldest rogues. Hydra Man, we all know, one of the greatest villains of all time. So we've been hitting the big guns pretty hard so far. And we heard some news recently, which by the time this episode goes out isn't news anymore. I don't think. I'm not sure when the comic thing is gonna happen, but it might have already happened. I'm not totally sure. But we heard some news about the Shocker, seminal Spider-Man villain, the Shocker. We heard some news about the Shocker that shocked us, if you will. So we is it worth me telling everybody what the news is?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, we might as well bring it up because honest to God, it almost true form to the character of the Shocker. I found out about it talking to you guys because most of the online chatter had to do with the other person that died. So even in death, he's overshadowed by someone else.
Somebody like much more insignificant.
Yeah, weirdly enough.
With no proper like Spider-Man history. That's quite insulting to the Shocker.
Long running character, the Shocker.
Yeah, as opposed to like 15-minute long running character. Paul, what's his name? I don't even know what his surname is. Not important. Wasn't he the guy that directed Zombiever?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Paul, what's his name? Paul Rubens?
Paul Rubens. That was someone else.
Oh, somebody else.
There's the thumbnail right there.
Oops. So the Shocker dies, and we were all very sad about that. So we didn't have anything else to write an episode about, so I still wanted to do it with the Shocker. That's how we are here today.
That's why
Makes
we're
sense
here.
to me.
Yeah, we're doing an episode about the Shocker. I'm very excited. I love the Shocker. You two also love the Shocker?
I do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
again, I think that a lot of people's introduction to Spider-Man was the animated TV show, and the Shocker was voiced by Jim Cummings. Um, if you're not familiar with Jim Cummings, if you watched any kind of animated show in the late 80s or 90s, right up until he still does stuff, but like very popular in the late 80s and 90s, you will know who Jim Cummings is. He's got a very recognizable voice.
Name also some of his characters he's voiced.
He did the cat in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Not the cat. I think he did the cat, but the big fat mouse.
Okay.
Monterey Jack.
Monterey Jack, yeah.
In Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. He did Tigger. He also does Winnie the Pooh in the Winnie the Pooh series. He was one of the head guard in Aladdin. He is the Firefly in The Princess and the Frog. Oh man, he's got so many. Like, you just know his voice. He does a very good, like, raspy kind of angry, scary kind of villain, and he does that very gruff voice for the Shocker, and I feel like that, to me, that's that kind of image of the Shocker is perfect to me. I think a lot of people probably saw that and thought the same thing. They're like, yeah, that's what a cool character that is with a cool voice.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That suits his voice better than, like, if I voiced the Shocker, for example, wouldn't have the same gravitas to it. You know?
Yeah, the animated series was my first introduction to the Shocker. I remember being like really which is really funny because the thing that he always gets mocked for is his costume, but his costume is what actually I liked about him. That the yellow full body suit with the gauntlets on and stuff. I just thought that was such a unique look. You don't see too many like villains that are just completely draped in yellow.
The yellow and red really pops, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With like the silver
It's
gauntlet.
like a quilt material as well, kind of thing
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, in the animated series, you didn't really pick up that it was like a quilt material. I saw the pattern. I always thought it was sort of like a chain link fence because of the way that the lines intersect. But then but then afterwards, when you're actually like reading about the character, like, okay, that actually makes sense. That why they would be that way.
It makes sense. He has to like insulate his own body from the vibrations that his gauntlets give out. You know, his gauntlets, by the way, they vibrate like air. They kind of push air. They vibrate air to give that that kind of shaking feeling, the vibrating feeling that vibrates everything. But in the TV show, in the animated show, he shoots electricity out of his gauntlets instead, because that's a better like visual thing for kids to pick up. Also because he's called the Shocker, you're like, well, he's gonna shock shit. Doesn't that make more sense?
Yeah, I would. That always tripped me up as well when I realized that the Shocker did not actually have electricity powers.
It's like
it's compressed air, right?
Yeah. It's like Cyclops with a laser vision, but it's not lasers.
Yeah.
And you're like, but it's definitely lasers. Like, it's not hot. It's not lasers. And you're like, what the fuck?
Well, they break their own rule with Cyclops all the time because they'll use weird, goofy shit with him, like cooking things with his eye beams or whatever. And then you'll have something. Oh no, his eyes are actually portals to other dimensions. And you're like, what?
Yeah. Like, what? Okay, yeah, that's the one that makes sense. Just roll with that one. Yeah. So, yeah, the Shocker in the comics, he's a genius. Basically, let me tell you a little bit about the Shocker. We don't hear about the Shocker.
Let's hear about the Shocker.
Probably should at some point talk about the Shocker.
I mean, we've been talking about the Shocker, but talk about it in a more formal sense.
Yeah. So his name is Herman Schultz, and his first appearance was in Amazing Spider-Man number 46. It's pretty early on in the Spider-Man tenure. March 1967. That's, as my recollection goes, quite a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Created by Stan Lee and John Romita Sr., father of John Romita Jr. He designed the Shocker in the very famous kind of quilty red and yellow outfit, and he did it quite quickly, subliminally. He was like, "Well, this, what do we know about this guy? Is he shocking powers? He's doing a lot of vibrating. He would need something that would give him some sort of cushioning effect." And so he kind of made him look like he's wearing a quilt, and that is the kind of design that I think is really important. Because, well, obviously he's an artist, so he would think about that kind of thing. But if you, we touched upon it earlier, but I think if you look at Spider-Man villains, you like fucking 80% of them are animals, and then the other 20% are like gangsters,
Yeah.
right? That's Spider-Man, and then the Shocker is just a fucking dude dressed in a quilt. Like, he stands out completely. His color scheme is totally different. His demeanor is totally different. His costume is totally different. He doesn't have any powers. He's not an animal. He doesn't. He just cares about money. Everything about the Shocker is quite unique. The color scheme, very recognizable. Really, like, he really has this like unique look, and I think that's part of the reason that people like him as well, is because he is like different. He's not just like, oh, this one's a grasshopper or whatever. Like, he's a different thing. You know, uh, it's a niche that Spider-Man kind of needed filled in a lot of his villains, because he is quite street level, and it's weird that the street level Spider-Man fights against, octopuses and shit. It's a little Spider versus octopus. You don't naturally, or Spider versus Goblin. You don't always think that's it. Yeah.
I will say this about Spider-Man: he definitely has the most colorful villains in the Marvel world, in DC even. Like, like the Hobgoblin, the Green Goblin, Carnage, Venom, Shocker, Electro, Scorpion, Doctor Octopus, the Vulture. They're all, for the most part, a lot of them are very brightly colored.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pops right off the page, and there's usually that Kirby influence when you see that, because I always think of like his designs for the New Gods and the Eternals and stuff, that it's just nothing but big, bold colors that conflict and contrast in such violent ways.
Right, but again, that's a design choice.
Yeah.
It's very interesting that like people who are designing for other comics aren't really thinking about that, or maybe like these days aren't thinking about that. It's like, when was the last cool, interesting Spider-Man villain?
A long time ago.
Fucking ages ago, and like nobody comes up with somebody with that kind of cool design flair.
Yeah.
There's a reason like a lot of those older villains are still so popular. It's because they're really like unique and interesting. It's not just because they were the first
Kane
ones.
would probably be my last good Spider-Man villain that came along.
People say Moreland.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
I think the first Moreland story was really good. Then they had a problem where they kept bringing him back.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made him have like 7 brothers, and they were all clones and shit. You're like, you just can't leave the clones out of this shit, can you? Just clones, wall-to-wall clones, never ends. But I thought Moreland, again, when he was introduced, was like quite a sleek, interesting villain, But then, after that, it was like, here's Jester, here's the squid. You're like, okay.
The armadillo.
Yep. So the point is, Spider-Man has a lot of very cool villains, and in amongst all those cool villains, the Shocker really stands out. It really does. And again, it's possibly because red and yellow just go well together. Very snazzy. You know what I mean? Very snappy.
That's Hulk Hogan.
And look at him now.
Dead.
Yeah. Maybe don't look at him now. Look at him whenever he was alive and not racist.
Not racist. Well,
Bartley, obviously racist.
Yeah, advertising it. Look at him now. Look at him back when he wasn't advertising that he was a bigot.
Oh, this bit's getting cut out.
Maybe not. We might keep it in.
Yeah, I hope you do.
I will.
The Hulk Hogan fans need something to bite on these days, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's been dead now for a good couple of months, so they need some new news.
Couple of months. Certainly been a couple of months. Okay. You want to hear more about the Shocker? Or you want
Yeah.
to keep talking about Hogan? I'll do it. I'll do it.
Do it.
Okay. About Hulk Hogan? Or he's mesmerized by his cat, so he's not listening.
No, I'm listening. I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't do anything because he's in a mood like that.
I see. Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna move you. over
No. Cat cam.
here.
Oh.
He'll be back. He's in a mood.
I can understand why he might be a little agitated today.
He just really likes the Shocker.
That's it. And he really hates Hulk Hogan.
Yep. Well,
Mhm.
he's named after Dusty Rhodes.
Story checks out. So, Herman Schultz grew up as a very talented inventor and an engineer, and obviously has used that kind of talent to create his little shock gauntlets, which I would imagine was not exactly what his parents wanted, but that's what they got. According to him, he was like the world's best safecracker. This is before the gauntlets were properly made. He considered himself to be the world's best safecracker. However, the statistics for that is just him saying it. So I don't know if that's true. So let's just say it is. Let's give him some props, you know?
Yeah.
So
Seems like a trustworthy guy.
I would trust a guy like that. I don't know why you wouldn't. So he got himself arrested a couple of times for, listen, he might be the best safecracker, but maybe not the best at covering his tracks. We got caught a couple of times. And what he decided to do while he was in prison, I'm not sure how this works. I'm going to have to go back and read this because I don't quite get it. But at some point in prison, he was given or acquired somehow the correct materials necessary to be able to design his shocky gauntlets that he used to break out of prison with. I feel like that's
an oversight.
yes, correct. I feel like that's on the prison. They shouldn't have been like, "Hey, we'll just leave all this fucking metal and vibrating air material around. I hope nobody puts it together with this screwdriver I have right here." You know what I mean? It seems a bit silly, but that's the 60s. Fucking who knows what happened in the 60s?
Yeah, a lot of LSD mainly.
Anything goes, man. His prisons back in the 60s are fucking hoot. That's why so many people got arrested.
Yeah, they were just so excited about the prospect of going to prison.
Yeah. Why does nobody want to get arrested anymore? Because prison fucking sucks
It's not
these
any fun
days.
anymore. They took the fun
Oh,
out of
you
it.
can't fucking make shock gauntlets.
You can't invent things and
No.
not orchestrate your own escape.
You have to get stabbed.
What's the point?
Why would he want to escape? A prison is so awesome. Don't worry about it.
He had safes to
No.
crack.
There you go. Now we're thinking like the 60s.
Now we're thinking like Herman Schultz.
Best safecracker in the world. So obviously, after he gets out of prison, he thinks, I gotta crack some more safes open, and goes back into the banks. He's a very one-track minded character. It's funny that they called him like some kind of like really talented inventor and engineer. So he's clearly quite gifted and quite smart, and he uses his smarts to be like, I'll just rob another bank. It's the easiest thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go.
Like he can't seem to get past that little curve of like, well, how else do you acquire money? He's like, well, all the money's in the bank, so if I get into the bank, take all the money. Easiest way to do
Makes
it.
sense.
There you go.
Well, he's a smart man. So, in the first fight that they have with Spider-Man, Shocker actually defeats Spider-Man. So, he's got one win over Spider-Man. But the second time, they fight a second time. You'll never guess where they fight the second time. That's right, in a bank. Because the Shocker, man, can't get enough of that money. And Spider-Man like glues his thumbs, like sticks his thumb so he can't press the gauntlets on his little.
Yeah,
Pretty clever.
it is a good idea.
Could have just broke those thumbs. He didn't do that. Spider-Man's a nice guy.
No.
No? Yeah. He's a good guy. After this, Shocker did a lot of bumming about. And this is where we kind of really established the Shocker as a kind of like gun for hire. Somebody who's quite happy to be kind of in the background or just to work for somebody else so long as he gets paid, gets a bit of notoriety that he can use to further get paid.
Yeah.
That's really all that matters to the Shocker. So you don't really see him do a whole lot of like major stuff. I'm going to touch on a couple of things that he did. So at some point he got a very understandable fear of the Scourge of the Underworld. I think that that's legitimate.
Yeah, just as, and to kind of level set real quick, for those who may not be aware of the Scourge of the Underworld, was it the early 90s? Mid 90s, John?
It was before that.
It was before that, was the
Yeah,
80s?
I thought it was the late 80s. Yeah.
I think it was happening before that.
So
Scourge-
the Scourge
Go
of the Underworld was this character that was just showing up and basically killing villains for the most part.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Are there some like famous like notoriety villains that the Scourge of the Underworld killed?
Not the Shocker.
Not this, no, of course not.
Mm,
Let me see.
there's a bunch.
Actually, I did find
none of us
something
can
here.
remember who any of them are.
I did find a list on Wikipedia. These are people who have been killed, who were killed by the Scourge of the Underworld. The first death in 1985. Enforcer, Miracle Man, Hate Monger,
Mm.
Megatack, The Melter,
Oh man, they got Megatech.
The Melter,
Mm.
Titania,
Mm.
Basilisk, The Human Fly, Death Adder, Blue Streak, Wraith, Jaguar, Mirage, Hellraiser, Shell Shock, Birdman, Cyclone, Ringer, Turner DeCentury. Great name.
Oh, you should see. You should see his design.
Grappler,
Mhm.
Cheetah, Vamp, Commander Kraken, Letha, Steeplejack, Mindwave, Rapier, Firebrand, Hijacker, Hammer and Anvil, the Red Skull, an unnamed member of the Watchdogs, Black Abbot, Wrench, and Blowtorch Brand.
Right.
A
So,
veritable who's who.
I mean, I would say there's one particularly big name in there.
Yeah, Turner DeCentury.
Of course. I mean, but the longest name, for sure. But for a lot of those guys, you could see why somebody of the Shocker's kind of level of notoriety and lethalness as a villain might be a little worried that the Scourge of the Underworld is going to try and kill him. He got quite alarmed with that. And what doesn't help is that Spider-Man is also clearly not taking him seriously. But then again, you know, he has a quilt for a costume. So then later on, like, he kind of like gets his nerve back and thinks, I'm gonna be the one that kills the Scourge of the Underworld. Which you think, okay.
All right.
Then just need to turn a face, you know. That's oh, spoiler alert. He is not the person that kills the Scourge of the Underworld.
Dang.
So nice try, Shocker. A lot of the time, like I said, he's kind of like used as a gun for hire or somebody in a team or that kind of thing. Would you like to hear a list of some of the teams that the Shocker has been on?
Oh, yes, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How many? Just roughly, how many do you think there are? These are the ones I can find. So just take a stab.
5.
I'm gonna say quite a few. Like, I probably go for maybe 10 teams.
10. Okay. Can somebody keep count?
I
Like
will.
rattle them off. You happy enough that 10 is all you need?
Yeah, I'm gonna take him down. The second we hit past 10, we're done.
We're gonna have to see those toes, Corey. Finally get that feet cam, and we're gonna make an awful lot of money.
Yeah, we got to charge up front though for that. That's under the Patreon. I'll keep count, but it'll be for the camera down there that's not released.
The feed cam is separate.
Yeah.
The feed cam is always on.
That's an additional fee.
It's always streaming. It's on OnlyFans, OnlyFeed. If you want it, you got to pay for it, and you can see live Corey's toes live any time of the day.
Like you do.
It's worth it. Let me tell you. Don't ask how I know that. I know it. Okay, let's see the hands.
You get the employee discount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still have to pay for it, but I get a discount.
You get a discount.
Get out. Okay, so let's go with some of the groups. These are the ones I could find. Okay. So, Egghead's Master of Evil, Hobgoblin's Sinister 7, Norman Osborn's Sinister 12, Dr. Octopus's Sinister 6, the Sinister Syndicate, the Hood's Crime Syndicate, the Villains for Hire, a different Sinister 6, the Kingpin's version of the Thunderbolts, and he also recently formed his own group called the Aftershocks. How many did we get? 10 exactly?
That was 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bang on.
Now, would you count the Superior Foes of Spider-Man as a group?
Well, I was gonna bring that up with you guys. Would you count that as well? Because if so, we're gonna have to put the toe cam on.
Well, I thought that was the other Sinister Six you were talking about.
I
The
am
one
not
which
sure
only
if
had
that
5 members.
as a Sinister. Yes, well,
That would fit the tone of the book.
What I'm wondering is, was that a third Sinister Six? Because one thing we know about the Sinister Six is there's been a fucking ton of them.
Yeah. We had our episode where we were building our own Sinister Six. That was part of it, was to go through all of the various incarnations, and there were a lot of them.
So, like, if you went back and listened, you could probably hear how many times the Shocker appears on that list.
Did any of us pick the Shocker?
No.
No.
We love the Shocker so much that we're like, I don't want him on my team.
No. I didn't even put him on my jerk-off joke team.
What? He's not a joke, though. Legitimate.
No, I could have made him Shot Goblin.
Oh yeah. Well, you know. But Air Goblin though, because shoots whatever.
Yeah.
So, his recent group called the Aftershocks were very recently beaten by Norman Osborn. He was pretending to be Spider-Man, while Spider-Man was in space, because fucking who cares, right? Sure. That whole sentence made sense. Sure. Whatever. That's how Spider-Man's going these days. So yeah, I kind of think that like a lot of Shocker's career has kind of been just as like a henchman or kind of guy like that.
Yeah.
I remember there was a comic in the 90s. Which funny enough, Remitted Jared Jr. Drew with the Shocker in it, and he was going through some. I don't remember if he was writing this. I wish I'd written it down. I don't know why I didn't write this down, but he was going through some kind of sick. He got bitten by Morbius, so he's going for some real sickness, which some people would call vampirism, but according to Spider-Man, he just got really sick, and the Shocker kind of found him while he was sick and was about to beat the shit out of him. Like, apparently was about to kill him, but didn't, because the way it was phrased in the book, the Shocker says, I'm going to be part of something really big that's going to elevate me the big time. So I'm not going to kill you now because I want you to see me then. And I don't feel like this would be fair if I kill Spider-Man when he's not at his best. But he's like, remember that I could have killed you, which I think is quite a fun thing. Like, we've talked about the Shocker and his questionable, integrity, but for him to go to Spider-Man and go, listen, you could have been killed by the Shocker.
How embarrassing for you.
Exactly. Now, what's really funny about this is whoever wrote this did something similar with Trapster, formerly known as PS Pod Pete. But during this run, had a real total redesign of his character, And he also got to a point where he was about to kill Spider-Man and didn't because he found it was much more satisfying to let him go. And Spider-Man found that very humiliating. Now, the bit where they kind of talk about Shocker being bumped up to the big leagues, whatever that storyline was supposed to be, I don't know if it played out the way it actually did, but
I mean, it's Marvel. It's hard to tell.
exactly, because I remember that comic, and I remember the Shocker going, "Big things are coming for me." I never remember there being any big things other than later on, um, the Trapster is being hunted by the Shocker, and Peter Parker in a different disguise from Spider-Man saves the Trapster from the Shocker. That apparently is the Shocker's big moment, is that he was trying to kill the Trapster. So there you go. That was that. That's a very complicated storyline where Norman Osborn had come back and was, I don't know if he was running for mayor or no, or if he was owning the Daily Bugle yet, but he was a
Yeah.
big time kind of guy, and he had hired the Trapster to make it look like Spider-Man had killed like a low-level gangster with his webbing. Never really was the Trapster's glue. So Norman Osborn had hired the Shocker to kill the Trapster so that he wouldn't tell everybody. And because of this, Spider-Man had been framed, and Spider-Man had to just ditch his identity. And Peter Parker took on 4 different identities. One of them was Dusk, who was the guy that helped the Trapster in this issue. One of them was Ricochet. Oh, I'm not going to get all these right, am I? One of them was the Prodigy.
And the
One of them.
Firestarter.
John, you remember who the other one was?
No.
Who the fuck was the other one? Ricochet, Dusk, Prodigy, and a 4th one. And then once the Trapster confessed that he was the one that killed that guy, Spider-Man's image was restored so he could come back as Spider-Man. Just thought I'd put that in to pad the episode out a little bit.
Oh, I remember. It was the Hornet.
It was the Hornet. Yes, good man. Forgot all about that. I could see them in my head. You know, that was fun. I liked that.
Yeah.
Plus, it gave more, time for the Shocker, which was cool. Like other than that, though, and the folks of Spider-Man, you don't really see a lot of like Shocker getting the spotlight, which I think is kind of what this episode's about. We feel bad the Shocker isn't getting the props that he deserves, So, my last piece of research that I'm going to do is going to be all about the different appearances of the Shocker in media. So, strap yourselves in for this one. In terms of like animated series, he was in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, voiced by John Stevenson. In the Spider-Man the Animated Series, of course, he was voiced by Jim Cummings. Spectacular Spider-Man, he was voiced by Jeff Bennett. Although in that series, it's not really the Shocker, it's like Montana from the Enforcers. And they're like, well, apparently like the producer of that show thought Montana was a better character than the Shocker. So like, we'll just make him the Shocker instead. I'm like, I don't think you can just do that. But whatever. Ultimate Spider-Man, he was voiced by Troy Baker. And then Spider-Man 2017, he was voiced by Cameron Boyce, which apparently is a name. In film, in Spider-Man Homecoming, he was played by Bokeem Woodbine. In video games, here we go. Ready for this one? In the video games, in that stupid Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge game that we were talking about off camera.
Yeah.
Which is fucking hard as nails and as bananas. He was in that as a boss. He was in Spider-Man 1995 game. It was out for the Mega Drive and for the Super Nintendo. Spider-Man The Sinister Six. He's voiced by David Hadriger. Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro, voiced by Dean Norris. Spider-Man 2002, voiced by Michael Beatty. Ultimate Spider-Man, voiced by Brian George. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, voiced by Brian Goff. Spider-Man Web of Shadows, voiced by Liam O'Brien.
Oh.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, voiced by Rick D. Wasserman. 2 different voice actors. I don't know why they just didn't bring the first guy back.
Other guy's busy, and they're like, it's just a shocker.
He's got a lot to play it. That's not my favorite character to play. Spider-Man: Edge of Time, the DS. He was voiced by Steve Bloom. Marvel Heroes, he was voiced by Dave Boat. Lego Marvel Superheroes, voiced by Greg Cipes, Cipes.
We'll go with that.
Whichever one is correct, just added it in. Marvel Avengers Alliance, Amazing Spider-Man 2, voiced by Ryan Alonso. Marvel Avengers Alliance 2, didn't have a speaking voice in that. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, I guess he didn't have a speaking voice in that. Marvel Strike Force. And finally, Marvel Spider-Man 2018 by Dave B. Mitchell. So, that's been the shocker. I think you can agree that even though he didn't really do like a whole lot in terms of storyline stuff, because he keeps popping up, he's a really good character to use in media, in TV shows, in video games. He's a great kind of boss or sub boss.
Yeah.
Very recognizable character. You can keep bringing back, and yeah, you can do something with. So that's what I got on the shocker. How did you like it?
I mean, he's a good little he's a good little crony, that's for sure. I mean, my thing about him is I've seen 2 different depictions of him, and I'll tell you which one I prefer.
Okay.
There is the version of him where he's like, I want to make big moves and I want to get to the top. And then there's a version of him that's just like, I just want to get money and keep a low profile. And that's the one I prefer. I prefer the shocker who's like, I'm just trying to get paid. And I don't really want to attract any more unwanted attention than need be. I mean, because like there's some little bits there that, like, I mean, the guy survived the Punisher attacking Stiltman's, memorial service at the bar with no name. Like that's impressive considering.
We should talk about the
superior foes.
Yes. Would you want to do that bit real quick?
Yeah.
John, by all means.
I mean, it was a great series by, I think Nick Spencer wrote it.
Nick Spencer.
The whole premise was Boomerang starting his own incarnation of the Sinister Six. I think it was him, Shocker. It was a new Beetle.
Yep.
Yes.
Speed Demon. Overdrive, who could turn basically anything into a car. And
remember we were talking about like what was your favorite newest Spider-Man villain? Nobody said Overdrive.
What was the last one? Oh, was it the Living Brain was there for a while as well?
Hydra Man was a part of it for a period of time.
There you go. And yeah, they just the whole series is basically about them getting into hijinks and trying to establish themselves as the new Sinister Six, even though there's only 5 of them.
Yes.
And just getting their asses handed to them repeatedly.
Well, Corey had brought up something that happens in that at some point. I believe it was that, wasn't it?
So one of the big plot lines in that is they come into possession of Silvermane's head, and that is very highly sought after because Silvermane is a cyborg, mob boss type, and Shocker gets a hold of his head and is like having to kind of like keep it. And I think there's like they made an action figure, I think, of Speed Demon that comes with the accessory of Silvermane's head on an RC car. Because, like, that was something that also happened in the book as well. But there's, like, this C-plot of Shocker with this disembodied cyborg old mobster head who's just insulting him the whole time. Yes. Like, it just absolutely played up, like, these are kind of, like, the lowest level criminals in the Marvel universe, and like the fact that they're still alive is astounding.
Yes.
But yeah, so like there's a couple of instances there, like Shocker, I think he tries to like assume leadership, and everybody's response to that was to kick him out of the team and bury him alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like I said, one of them is that the Punisher is after Silvermane's head and goes to attack Shocker, and Shocker proceeds to hit him with a Shocker themed dune buggy while shouting, "Don't mock the Shocker." So there you go.
But then after that, like the mob boss is really like take a shine to the Shocker because he saved them from the Punisher.
Yeah.
So again, that's pretty big, you know.
Yeah, again, you know, like it just seemed like Herman just kind of wanted to exist. Like that was it, you know, like he was kind of the caricature of like every now and then Batman, or there was a really good issue of this in the 1980s Blue Beetle comic that Lin Wayne did. Of like here's the whole issue is going to be from the perspective of a henchman who's just trying to do his job. He's just a guy trying to do his job. And like you end up feeling sympathetic to them in a weird way. And like Shocker is that way. He's a guy in a padded quilted costume that's bright fucking yellow. His nemesis is this asshole in a bright red and blue like skin tight costume who makes fun of him for what he's wearing. And it's just like, my man, you can also look in the mirror. You're not like high fashion either, you know?
Yeah.
But like that's kind of the charming thing I always found about Shocker was like the powers are pretty one note. You know, he has these gauntlets and they do this thing. Cool. And once you figure out a way around him, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
So he's kind of pitiful in a way, and that's kind of what makes him endearing. And it's what kind of bums me out with what happened to him. Especially the really roundabout way they did it. I understand why they did it, right? Like, what's a symbiote's weakness? It's like sound and vibration, because it disrupts the connection.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to come up with a reason why Torment, this new character, was going to basically take Shocker off the playing field. Because, like, Peter Parker's a smart guy. He would have been like, oh, dealing with this, like, this symbiote issue, then, like, let's just get Shocker involved, right? He'll help. So Torment goes, no, I'm going after these symbiotes. I need something that's going to take care of the symbiote problem for me. I'm going to kill Shocker. That's fine. But they had to, like, tie it into, like, he had to have a connection. And it's, like, in his background is, like, oh, yeah, someone in Herman's family married a Watson at some point. And it's like, well, that's really lackadaisical.
I would also argue to that point where you said, well, you know, we have a symbiote problem. We'll get the Shocker involved. He'll help. Whenever Peter Parker has had a symbiote problem
His
for
entire life.
40 years,
Yeah.
I never once thought, I'll get the Shocker involved with this.
Short-sightedness.
Went to the Fantastic Four a shit ton of times, never went to the Shocker.
Yeah, short-sightedness.
Probably because he thought the Shocker wouldn't help him, and I would imagine he was correct.
I
But-
feel like Shocker would have helped.
Well, they can't even ask him now.
No, dead.
Too late. So I can see where you're coming from with that perspective, but I also don't know how well they like cleared that up, and I agree that the roundabout way they did it. The irony is it irony where we talked about how the Shocker was so scared of the Scourge of the Underworld, who was actually killing low-level villains.
Yeah.
And he survived that and was not at all scared of some fucking guy who kills people vaguely related to Spider-Man
Yeah.
and then dies to that guy's hands. Is there an irony there? I don't know if it's irony.
I mean, editorial inconsistencies, probably.
Surely, I would say editorial inconsistencies is just like
That's a major
the
problem everywhere.
it's going to be the name of the trade paperback they make of the recent Spider-Man run.
But yeah, no, I mean, you're right. Like, the character was portrayed as being rather cowardly, you know, and then for the longest time. And then now he's like, I'm going to fucking square up to this monster man. And didn't go his way.
Does anybody care who Torment is, by the way?
Nah, I don't one bit.
Nope.
Because I'm already looking past Torment because they're advertising the Queen in Black storyline coming up. So Torment's not going to mean anything because we're already like a storyline ahead.
They'll unmask him and it's like Harry Osborn or something. I'm like, oh, cool, great.
I will laugh really hard if that's what the case is.
It's not. They're not gonna do that.
You'd hope not. You'd hope not.
Could do that. Not gonna do that.
Not
Who was like
again.
a big, well, who was a big connection to like the Watsons, or is he just killing them because
That's tied to
Mary
Venom.
Jane is bad enough?
Yeah, it's tied to the symbiotes, is why.
Okay, so I feel like it's one of those things like whoever it is revealed to be is not going to be, you know, it's Sam Johnson, and like you know,
Yeah, he's Torment is killing extended family members of the Watsons, the Parkers, the Rileys, and the Brocks.
okay,
So he is targeting people that are tied to pretty much anyone who has had extended contact with Venom, except for Flash Thompson. They don't give a shit about Flash.
he does.
Riley.
There's a reason for it. Like he's going from like the least relevant people to the most relevant people. So he's looking at the outside members of the families and then going straight into them.
Yeah.
Like it's not all symbiotes. It just seems to be Eddie Brock specifically and Mary Jane. Because like again, we covered Venom. There's been a ton of Venoms. You know, you got to draw the line somewhere, don't you? It's a lot of killing.
It is,
You know what I mean?
It's a lot. Well,
He's already got 4 families to kill. Like, how many more families has he got?
I mean, he's killed off the 2 of the people tied to Mary Jane, and Dylan Brock got away.
Yes. He couldn't kill a small child.
Yes.
Yeah.
15. No, he's not a small child. He's like 15, 16.
Fucking whatever.
He's not normie, you know, who looks like he's 12 or 13, but is supposed to be like 8.
Yeah, he's the driver license.
Doesn't give a shit about the Osborns, though.
Mm.
You think he would, but he does not.
Mm. Complicated.
Yeah, complicated. Who would think
You
that a character named Torment would be complicated?
You wouldn't want to start messing with the Osborns, though, because fucking that's gonna get very strange.
You have to deal with the Gold Goblin or whatever the fuck he's calling himself these days.
Then you're gonna get Harry Osborn coming back again. Like, we said no.
Yep.
You don't want this.
All right. Yeah. What did you think of the Shocker's portrayal in the MCU Spider-Man?
It was fun.
I mean, he's just a dude working for Michael Keaton's Vulture. He wasn't an inventor or a
Yeah.
safehacker. He was just a guy.
Yeah, but I thought it was, I thought it worked with the film, but in the context of the film, because again, the Vulture wasn't really the Vulture.
No.
Just,
Well, it's. I mean, honestly, the MCU Spider-Man world is like this thing isn't really the thing that it's based off of.
yeah,
They're all in it. They all hate Tony Stark for some reason.
I can understand. He's a bit of a jerk. He might be Doctor Doom.
Oh, he might be.
So, like the way they played it, I thought made sense because like they weren't like, I'm the Shocker, I'm the Vulture. It was just kind of like they're just doing what they had to do, like out of necessity, and it worked fine. You know what I mean? Again,
Yeah.
it had that kind of realistic, more grounded approach that has been sorely lacking in the Spider-Man comics these days. You know?
Well,
What does John think?
I mean, it is getting even more grounded.
John,
Well, I
you
was going to say, yeah, I like the fact that they kind of explained away the technology of it all as well from the stuff that was picked up after the Chitauri invasion from Avengers.
Alien tech.
That's
Yeah.
that's basically how Shocker had his gauntlets and Vulture got his wings and everything as well. So
right. That makes
That's
more
smartly
sense
done.
than saying these two people are both geniuses at creating very specific kinds of technology.
Mm.
I mean, when you think about it, it's crazy.
Like you do.
Sure. Well, they do.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you have any more thoughts on the Shocker that we want to put out there into the world, except for R.I.P.? Are we speculating? Are they going to pass the Shocker mantle onto a new character?
Oh, probably.
There'll be like a Shocker Junior.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a new thing.
Shocker.
Yeah, Baby Shocker. to go along with Baby
Ooh.
Juggernaut. I mean, there were multiple. I mean, there was like a lady, Yellow Jacket back in the day that was a member of the Avengers. Like they've done this before, but just feels weird. There was a second Rhino for a while that I think killed the original Rhino at one point.
There was.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a Lady Electro for a period of time as well. There's multiple Cravens.
Lady Electro, Lady Craven, Lady Octopus, Lady Scorpion.
Two kangaroos.
Yes, which again, you like really.
So in a weird way, Herman kind of had this weird extended run where he was the only Shocker, and now he joins his brethrens who've had multiple variations.
Well, we'll see if they make Harry Osborn the new Shocker.
What's the name of Harry's other kid? Not Normie, but he has like a younger child.
Harry Osborn Jr.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
He's like 3 or something.
Philip, I don't
know. I forgot.
Yeah, the perfect new addition to the Spider family, the new Shocker, a baby,
some fucking kid,
a baby Osborn,
baby Shocker and baby Juggernaut together at last,
reunited, and it feels so good.
Well, I don't know how to draw that one.
Well, I think that's going to probably do it for us today on the Shocker, unless there's something else we want to bring up about him.
We did pretty well.
I think we did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, John, what shocking revelations do you have for us regarding your movie count for the year?
I mean, I'm not sure if it's shocking or anything, but I'm now up to 359 movies for the year so far.
Okay. Damn. All right, because it's just April now, and you're almost at 400. You're past the halfway point. That's impressive. That being said, is the shocking revelation that you watched a snuff film or pornography?
Weirdly, I mean, some people might call it snuff. I mean, it's not proper snuff. It was just like a backward slasher. It was the movie Wrong Turn.
Okay. All right.
With a bunch of cannibal hillbillies just murdering people and
from West Virginia,
them, I guess. Yeah.
And my college has in the opening credits, they're showing news clippings of people, and they mentioned 2 Bluefield State students disappearing, and I went, "Hey, I went to school there."
I was one of the kids.
I was one of the ones that disappeared. I ended up in Ohio. They didn't look hard enough.
Really easy to find me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting myself out on the internet right now.
That's true.
I'm right here. What else can I do?
Please notice me. I've written 7 letters.
So, John, what did you think of Wrong Turn?
It was fine. Not the best slasher, but not the worst either. So
you get 2000 slasher.
Yeah. Had a bit of Queens of the Stone Age on the soundtrack. That's was good.
Mm-hmm. What did you give it on Letterboxd?
I gave it 3 stars out of 5.
That's honestly better than I was anticipating.
Mm-hmm.
I was half expecting like a good solid 2. A solid 2.
2.5, I thought.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, John, if they want to read
I'm a sucker for a good horror movie, so there you go.
Yeah, but that's not a good horror movie, though.
Well, yeah.
John, where can they go to read your thoughts on Wrong Turn?
They can head to Letterboxd and find me at Big John Bowski, all one word.
And Dylan, what have you been getting up to this week?
During the week, on Monday nights, I do a radio show from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock UK time. We do a lot of cool grungy music, and then some music you might not have heard before. A lot of like local bands and stuff like that. So it's a big eclectic mix. You can listen to it online. There's a link in the description. bouncedigitalradio.co.uk. Every Monday night. I also stream sometimes on Twitch at Spooky LaRue, where I draw pictures and then I animate those pictures and trying to make animations, put them online with my friends at Team Crows NI on YouTube. I think it's Team Crow Studios on TikTok. We're on TikTok now because you have to be on TikTok.
We're not.
And we actually really recently just put up a new video. Although I realized that by the time this video goes out, it will have been 2 weeks ago they put that video up. So please, hopefully in 2 weeks' time, I get to see a bump in views for that video. And that's it.
There you go. I have the other show that's on this channel, New Number Ones, which is sort of a supplementary piece. It's a good 5-6 minute long review of a new issue number 1. I had a proper, well, again, I've been getting so many weird like caveats things. So the most recent one at the time of recording was Pop Kill, which is a reprinting of a comic that came out in 2020 for an even smaller publisher. So a bit of an odd one. But yeah, interesting premise. It's what if two formerly conjoined twins decided to start rival soda companies and then have a full out espionage war against one another?
What if?
What if? It's a good read, though.
Happened?
Yeah, it's a good read. But yeah, no, you can find those episodes here where we strive to always aim for the smaller independent publishers, but I'm gonna have to, lax and do a DC or a Marvel on the weeks where there just aren't one coming out.
You can take like a week or two off. It's okay.
Yeah, but consistency. It's always key.
I'll write like a fake comic and then you can.
There you go. Armless Tiger Man meets Baby Juggernaut and Baby Shocker.
We might get into
the cover.
copyright.
The cover will be like that famous cover of Detective where like Robin's jumping out of like that little panel where it's like introducing Robin, the Boy Wonder, introducing Baby Shocker.
I don't think the world's ready for Baby Shocker.
Also, there is an unsettling precedent for people named Shock coming through walls and falling on their face. So that might be a bad idea, actually.
That's the cover.
There we go.
That's the thumbnail.
This is Shockmaster. Oh boy. I also have my other show, Large Old Cup, which is a spoken word sort of stream of consciousness show where I just talk about whatever's going on in my head at the time. I recently talked about how I was almost recruited to a cult. That was an interesting experience. Yeah.
A clown cult?
In a sense.
Oh, no.
In a sense. But you can find the link to that here in the description. We will see you all next time, though. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.